I'm the one who called for the investigation of the murder of Ollie Jones. I'm from Quebec City. In 2000, I worked for bad guys without knowing it. And it seems like they are above the law, because I worked to get them arrested. And it happens to be that I worked on the case of Ollie Jones because I recognized the two men of interest that they were talking about in the Toronto Star paper. I did that by matching the description of the two men of interest who was on the board ferry near the Toronto Island. One of them possessed a boat, and in that case you will understand that the killers use a boat for this crime. It's very clear. Michel Brière, he had no boat, he had no car neither. No car, no boat. So at first I wasn't sure, so I called Crime Stoppers, and several times. It was a long distance call from Quebec at the time. So at first I told them that it was bizarre and weird that they didn't have a toll-free number, which happened after that, a few times after that. I asked them before naming anyone if they knew if the two men of interest were Quebecers. They didn't tell. Finally, I spoke to Julian Fantino, who was at the time the chief of the police of Toronto. I told him about the two men of interest and give him their names. Later on, I read in the newspaper that they caught Michel Brière. So I didn't understood. And when I saw his picture, I remember seeing him in a job when I were working in Quebec City, Communauto. It's a kind of company that rent cars for a short time, especially for local residents, users. And I remember that a woman was working with me at the time, and she told me that it was weird that a guy living in Toronto were applying for this local service in Quebec City. And now I know for sure he was there for me. Today, you can see that Julian Fantino is doing active politics. He let go those two guys in return of a politic job, and Michel Brière took all the blame on him. The two men of interest are André Mailloux, M-A-I-L-L-O-U-X. He's around 60 years old now, and he has a daughter named Isabelle, just like me. The other guy is Luc Lacasse, L-A-C-C-A-S-S-E. He's around 75 years old. He has a daughter, she's gay, she is named Nadine. And there's so much corruption here, it's impossible for me to do something more. Too much corruption. I can tell you that I will never give up for fighting for this little girl, in memory of this little girl. I will never give up. And I will always fighting for my life too. God bless you.